Hi, I'm Jill with Rooting for the Future, and today we are making kale salad, and I call this Chloe's favorite kale salad because a good friend loves this salad and always asks me to make it. The recipe is adapted from a food prints recipe on the freshfarm.org website, and we're going to be starting with 2 bunches of kale, and I'd like to use curly kale for this recipe. And the first thing we're going to need to do is to get the leaves off of the stem. You can eat the stem, but the stem is very chewy and tough for a salad, so I don't like to put it in the salad. And this is a great activity for kids to do. They love doing this, but you have them do their pincher finger like in a circle, and then they put it around the base of the kale stem and they pull the leaf off, and they're gonna be putting the leaves in a bowl of water. I like to put the leaves in a bowl of water, let them soak for a minute to get off any dirt or other things that you don't want to have in your salad. So once you have your leaves in the water, swish it around, let it soak for a second in there, get off anything that you don't want on the leaves. Then you're going to use a salad spinner. Put the leaves in the salad spinner just to get it off any extra water before we make our salad. This is another activity that kids really enjoy doing. They love the salad spinner. So you're just gonna spin it around, that water off. Once you've spun it, then you can have the kids take the kale leaves and rip them into tiny pieces. And I always challenge them to see how small they can get the pieces. You want the pieces to be small because kale leaves can be kind of tough in a salad. So the smaller the pieces, the better. You can use a knife to chop the kale leaves up if you want, but if you want your kids to help out and be involved, this is a great thing for them to do, and you can tell them to keep getting the pieces smaller and smaller. And then we'll be ready to put our salad together. Okay, so once you have your kale all ready to go, you're gonna work on the dressing, and you'll need a jar with a tight-fitting lid. Any kind of jar is good as long as the lid fits on tightly. And the first thing you're gonna do is juice 2 lemons for the dressing, and kids love juicing lemons. I don't know why, but they do. So if you're gonna have the kids help you juice the lemons, you wanna have a juicer that has a wide bottom so that it doesn't tip over when they're juicing. There are other types of juicers. This is just a small one, but this one is not great for kids because it does tip over very easily. You could also use something like this to juice the lemons, but if you do, you will need a wire mesh strainer to do it over so that the seeds don't go into your dressing. All right, so we're gonna juice our lemons here. And this one is great because it also catches the seeds of the lemons. All right, and if the kids are doing it, you can tell them just squeeze on that lemon and get all that good juice out. Okay, and so once you have the lemon juiced, you're going to pour it into your jar for the dressing. Okay, and you can measure it if you want. You want about 1/4 cup to 1/3 cup. I usually just pour it straight in there if it's the juice of 2 lemons. I don't worry too much about measuring it. I love lemon, and if you want your salad to be nice and citrusy, lemony, then doing the full juice of the 2 lemons should be fine. And I will go ahead and pour it through my mesh strainer just to be sure we don't get any little seeds or anything in there. All right. And the next thing you're going to want to do is your garlic. And you want to get the garlic minced pretty small. All right, something that kids can help you with. And they can even do this with a butter knife, is they can lay the knife flat and smash the clove, which makes it easier for them to peel. And they can help you peel. And there's a couple of different ways that you can get it minced. There's some really great tools out there that are easy for kids to use to mince it. You can also use, I'm just cutting this little brown end off. You can use a garlic press, which for kids, that's maybe something that could be easy for them to use. And you just do that right into the jar, or you can use something like a microplane. Kids can help you use this, but this is kind of sharp, so they will need to be very careful if they do that. Or there's several different tools. There's a garlic twister that kids can use, and different ways for them to help you mince the garlic. And this, just want to get that good garlic. You can put more, if you like garlic, you can put more. You can also put less if you don't want it quite as strong. Then we need half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of sugar. And we're going to do some pepper. Remember, kids love to do the pepper grinder. So it's about a quarter teaspoon of ground pepper in there. Or you can do that to taste also. And then we're gonna do a half a cup of olive oil. And because we're shaking the dressing into a jar, you can just put the olive oil right in there, and we're gonna shake it all up so that it gets combined. All right, got a little bit of garlic on the side there. Okay, and you wanna screw your lid on nice and tight, and you can have the kids shake the dressing up. They love to do this too, and you want to shake it a little just to be sure that everything gets combined, everything in the dressing gets combined, and it's this beautiful yellow color. And then you're going to put this onto your kale salad. You don't have to use all the dressing. It depends on how much kale you have in your bowl and how much dressing you want on the salad. And you're going to massage the dressing into the kale. Kids also love to do this, but make sure that their hands are clean when they do it. And so we're just gonna pour the dressing on here. I probably won't need quite all of it. And then with your clean hands, you are actually going to massage the dressing into the kale. And the lemon juice is gonna sort of tenderize that kale for us. And this also helps make sure that all the different parts have dressing on them. And then once you get the dressing massaged in, you want to let the salad sit for 10 to 20 minutes before you serve it, just to be sure that the salad dressing has soaked in and it's starting to tenderize or soften the kale a little bit. Okay, so after you've let the kale with the dressing sit for about 10 to 20 minutes, the last step is to add the Parmesan cheese. So you want about a half a cup of finely shredded Parmesan cheese. And you're gonna use some tongs to mix the cheese into the kale. And the kids love to use tongs to mix the salad. You can tell them, you know, squeeze and drop, or squeeze and twist, so they can get all that good cheese mixed into the kale. And then you are ready to serve your Chloe's favorite kale salad. I hope you enjoy and keep rooting for the future.